Hello, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome. I am Meredith. I am here with our message for the 13th of June. Happy Friday the 13th. Gosh, this name of this deck, seriously, every time. The Sanctus Concordia Tarot deck for our message today. We have the Sun in Gemini, the Moon is in Capricorn, Pluto is retrograde. Woo! Let's see what's happening on Friday, according to the tarot cards. What are we negotiating, navigating? And we start with the Knight of Swords. Well, we're on a roll, and we mean business. And that's truly the message of this night. Knights carry messages between cards. We don't have one to start, to say where he's come from. That's okay. Let's just make the leap that he's coming out of yesterday's reading, which was powerful enough. And moving into, the Seven of Swords. Well, together these two make the 8, so freedom and liberation on hand. We've certainly seen the 8 of Swords this week. Seven of Swords is a card of self-sabotage. And I had a conversation with someone yesterday, a text conversation. And they were sharing that they were feeling some guilt over something. And specifically, it boiled down to them feeling a little bit guilty over being happy. And when you have a conversation with someone, text or not, and they share information like that, there's really an exuberant response like, what? How is that possible? But then you start checking your own life and seeing where that might actually happen. So I think it's appropriate that this beautiful Seven of Swords has shown up because it is a card of self-sabotage. And what are we sabotaging here? Experiencing heaven touching earth in our life. All sevens bring that message of heaven touching earth. So we have a swift-moving, fast-moving, very determined energy with the Knight of Swords here coming into the card of self-sabotage. Its nickname in tarot is called the Thief because we are robbing ourselves of joy for some reason or another. So check that out. See where it might rise in your life and, allow yourself to be surprised by it and also delighted because you've discovered it and you can up-level that energy. Our next card, another knight, and it's the Knight of Pentacles. The details matter. This particular knight is very detail-oriented, does not miss a thing, and is reportedly a very slow-moving energy. So we have a swift-moving energy and a slow-moving energy. So we're setting a medium pace then as we take a look at where we have a tendency toward self-sabotage or accepting less, settling for less because of other people's BS. That's got to stop, right? This particular person also shared with me, a lot of the programming that came their way from, well-meaning parents encouraging them to always be nice, always be kind, which turned into always acquiescing. And there's a point at which we must decide not to acquiesce because it's now crossing a line and a boundary for our own joy and happiness. So this is why the details matter. You might say, hey, Meredith, no way, I don't feel that way. Keep turning over the 4-leaf clovers in your life because you may find something like this hiding in a shadow. Now, I'm not saying that you need to take a magnifying glass to absolutely everything. Just suggesting this is not a scoff-worthy message in the sense that these things can be very subtle. And it wasn't until this conversation was happening that I think this person understood for themselves how deep that feeling went for them. And in the discovery of that, they now have the opportunity to shift it, change it, grow it, make life different, and make new decisions. So the cards that we've had recently about tearing down towers and giving birth to the life of our dreams, these old towers have to go. This old programming, belief system stuff has to go. And my sense here in the cards is the movement of the knights means that we potentially are witnessing this as other people cross our line, our boundary, because we've always been so nice, because we acquiesce, because we're compassionate, empathetic, and kind. Though there's a wonderful spiritual flexibility in that. And flexibility is great. And at some point, though, we can stretch too far. And that's what I feel like these cards are talking about. All of you who do yoga, you know this. Right? So do some spiritual yoga here. Look under your 4-leaf clovers and look and see where potentially you have some self-sabotage going on. I can identify some of that for myself very easily, but there's stuff that hides in the weeds, we'll say. And gosh, am I blessed to have people in my life who are so good at pointing that shit out for me. And thank you. Ouch, that hurts, but thank you. Okay, next. Oh my, look at this. 10 of Swords coming back from yesterday's reading. This is a very pointy reading, we'll say. This is the card of self-mastery, and it was paired yesterday with the Empress, if I recall correctly. And it's going to take our self-mastery to see where sabotage might be thriving in a shadow somewhere. And it's going to make itself known. I like that the moon's in Capricorn. Capricorn, some of the things I love about Capricorn, they are absolutely a no BS sign. And I feel like we're talking about a no BS zone here. And we have to see our own in it so we can put an end to it, so we can stop overextending ourselves, pushing our spiritual flexibility and our conscious waking awareness flexibility as well to its limit when there is no positive outcome for ourselves, because we're working under an outdated idea or suggestion, etiquette, you name it. Really important to identify it through your self-mastery and to do something different about it. And then we have, nice. Well, if anyone's going to lead you there, it's the High Priestess, and there she is. There's the inner oracle, the inner voice. Every detail matters, and the finer details are going to be found in your intuition, filtered through your self-mastery, so you can see the self-sabotage in a way that is non-judgmental and certainly not self-critical. You can see where it's been a way of protecting oneself to some degree. The thing is, though, your training wheels are off, and there is no helmet. There are no knee pads here. So it's get it or don't. And I don't mean that harshly, folks. I really don't. Though the cards are pushing us deeper and deeper all the time into our intuition and those messages, because that's the detail that matters most. And in hindsight, you all know it because you've been given intuition. You have discovered intuitive messages for yourselves, however it comes to you. And in hindsight, you've been looking at that, shaking your head, going, oh, I wish I had listened to that. Right? So that's where the training wheels have come off. You know, you can still have those moments of remorse for not following through on your intuition, though my sense of it here with the 10 of Swords is we're getting so much better at identifying what's intuitive and what's ego speak, and the margins are a lot smaller when it comes to the way we take action. We're not ignoring it as much anymore, or we're not second guessing it as much. So events are conspiring on our behalf or aligning on our behalf to give us greater opportunity to see our self-sabotage, especially in the face of our intuition. And that in itself, dismissing the intuition is a form of self-sabotage. So there's a lot moving in the energy atmosphere and within our personal sphere of influence, so that we can witness where we can allow the strength of our intuition to really lead the way and stop second guessing and to stop acquiescing to other people's BS. Ooh, yeah. Bottom of the deck, what's on offer to us? How's the universe helping us out? Here's the moon, showing us something in a new light. There's a different perspective. The moon is borrowed light of the sun, and you know that it casts a very silvery, shadowy glow, doesn't it? And it allows us to see things differently, also highly connected to our intuition here. So be prepared for what's next. 6 of Cups. Yeah, you know, this is some wonderful soulful presence opportunity here to be self-sovereign, grounded, centered, heart-mind coherent within soulful presence. To be otherwise is to create an opportunity where we do not engage our self-mastery, where we do instead engage our self-sabotage. So have fun with this, people. Have fun with these opportunities that are coming your way, because we're all getting schooled. That's what I feel. And there's the 10 of Cups. What is that? 3 days in a row? 4 days in a row with this card? Even cards adding up to the 10 of Cups. This is love, bliss, joy, happiness to the power of 10, which is why the details matter, which is why the self-mastery, 10 of Swords, is so important, and why the subtleties of our quiet, beautiful, unassuming oracle in the High Priestess becomes quite poignant to everything that is in evolution in the now. And there's the Fool coming back for us again. This deck was so seriously shuffled. I know this was our last card yesterday. It was a great addition to the reading. I think it was our last card anyway. Regardless, this is us taking a leap of faith. And thank you for being so brave, every single one of you, to take a leap of faith with yourself, with your intuition, with everything in evolution, with trying out what it means to not acquiesce, what it means to say no when you need to say no. 6 of Wands, victory and success. Beautiful. You know, that 6 of Cups, where is it? Right here. The soulful presence, channeling information. Again, a nod to the High Priestess. There is incoming information. It's moving swiftly, and it's very detail oriented. It's very much also connected to taking a leap of faith in the fulfillment of our love, bliss, joy, happiness to the power of 10 on the 10 of Cups. So this is a very worthy endeavor. Doing some hindsight review, doing some now moment review, and seeing where your own inner being, inner knowing, inner High Priestess is speaking. See, Page of Swords, more information coming in. Ace of Cups, gorgeous. There's the love, bliss, joy, happiness. There's the Empress again. The Lovers, the choice. 3 of Cups, celebration, harmony and justice. And a new horizon to look upon, where dreams and wishes come true in the 9 of Cups. Wow. All right. Angel answers, a fresh message, a question to this deck if you wish, or confirmation of our reading. Let go. So beautiful. I wrote that in a text last night to this lovely person I was speaking with about the potential self-sabotage for feeling guilty about being happy. My advice there was let go and see what happens in divine flow. You can always do what you've always done and lean into the guilt and say, there's my reason for, stopping in this journey. Oh, here's that uncomfortable feeling. I better retreat. What if you stepped forward? What would that be like? What if you let go? Oh, I'm still shuffling. What am I doing? Here's the emphatic yes. And then the simple, quiet yes that always reminds me of the yes coming from the High Priestess. So we got a double yes here, one of them emphatic on the table. Are you saying yes to your leap of faith? Are you, the other card that flipped over, trusting yourself? Oh, bottom of the deck, listen to your intuition. Big happy changes. there's something better, and there's no need to worry. So remain positive, because this is all up to you, and the situation will improve, and you might need to change your direction. Haha. Cool, especially if you've been sabotaging yourself. All right. Final word on the reading. Oh my goodness. That's too many. It's not really a full shuffle. Angels and ancestors. How is our soulful presence informing our waking consciousness? I think it was pretty effective there in the tarot cards for sure. And we have Mother Earth. Feel loved and comforted. Absolutely. When you ask yourself a what if question, what if I do something different? What if I say yes? What if I say no? Know that you are loved and comforted as you do those, make those choices for yourself. Happy Friday. Peace, love, grace, joy, happiness. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for being here.